Geobyte.
Hello friends, welcome to the GeoByte. In this video, we are going to discuss some more very important problems on torsion of shafts in strength of material. Dear friends, believe me, these are all the problems which have given in different competitive exams. In the last video also, I discussed some important problem. Let us discuss some more problems. These are all the problems which are equal important for both mechanical and civil students, and hence please try to watch till the last problem will be completed. Let us start with the first problem. Look at the first problem. A hollow cylindrical shaft is 1 meter long and has inner diameter and outer diameter as 40 mm and 60 mm respectively. It means this is the inner diameter, this is the outer diameter. Okay. When the shaft is subjected to pure torsion of a certain magnitude, the maximum shear stress induced is 120 megapascal. Maximum shear stress is 120 megapascal. Okay. Maximum shear stress is 120 megapascal. The corresponding minimum value of shear stress induced will be, the problem is given for hollow shaft. The hollow shaft may be like this. This may be the hollow shaft. For this hollow shaft, with respect to center, I can say this is the inner radius R1 and this is the outer radius R2. Outer radius R2. As we know, the torsion equation is T by J equal to G theta by L equal to tau by R. That is the torsion equation. Now, from this, look at the first relation and last relation. T by J equal to tau by R. From this, the shear stress tau equal to T by J into R. Look at the last relation. From this, I can conclude that as the radius is more, the shear stress are growing. That means the growth in the shear stress developed is increasing along with increase in radius. From the diagram, look at the diagram. Since outer radius is more than the inner radius, outer radius is more than the inner radius, therefore maximum shear stress are developed at the outer radius. At R equal to R2, shear stress becomes maximum shear stress. Similarly, at R equal to R1, that is at inner radius, the shear stress will become the minimum shear stress. From this, the conclusion is maximum shear stress is developed at the outermost layer, minimum shear stress is developed at the innermost layer of the hollow shaft. Then I can write like this: maximum shear stress by the outer radius R2 equal to minimum shear stress by the inner radius R1. From this, the minimum shear stress, he is asking minimum shear stress equal to maximum shear stress divided by R2 into R1. Now look at the maximum shear stress. This is the maximum shear stress. The maximum shear stress is given 120 megapascal, and the outer radius R2 equal to 60 mm, and inner radius R1 equal to 40 mm. 40 mm. Let us put those values. Here the maximum shear stress is 120. It is equal to 120 divided by 60 multiplied by inner radius is 40. 62 times 2 multiplied by 40 is equal to 80 megapascal. So the minimum shear stress developed at the inner radius of the shaft is 80 megapascal. Now look at the options. Option A 20 megapascal not correct, 40 not correct, 60 not correct. Option D is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the second problem. Determine the diameter of solid shaft which will transmit 90 kilowatt at 160 rpm. If the shear stress in the shaft is limited to 60 Newton per mm square, the diameter of solid shaft is how much? That is the problem. First let me write the given data. Power P equal to 90 kilowatt. It is equal to 90 multiplied by 10 power 3 watts. 90 multiplied by 10 power 3 watts. Okay. And speed n equal to 160 revolutions per minute. If the shear stress in the shaft is limited to 60 Newton per mm square, shear stress tau equal to 60 Newton per millimeter square. What is the diameter of the shaft D? You know, dear friends, power P equal to 2 pi nt by 60. From this, the torque T equal to 60 P by 2 pi n. 60 into power is given. Power is 90 kilowatt. 90 into 10 power 3. 90 into 10 power 3 divided by 2 into pi into n is 160. You simplify this value for getting the torque 5871 Newton meter. So torque you got is 5871 Newton meter. You try to convert it into Newton mm. 5871 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. That is the torque which is in Newton mm. But torque T equal to pi by 16 into tau into d cube. Here torque is 5871 multiplied by 10 power 3 equal to pi by 16 into tau is given. What is the tau? Shear stress tau equal to 60 Newton per millimeter square. 60 into d cube. From this you find the d value. This d value is approximately 77 millimeters. Therefore, the answer is 77 millimeters. That is the diameter of the solid shaft. Look at the options. Look at the option C. Option C is 77 mm. Therefore, option C is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us go for the next problem. Let us read the third problem. Bending moment M and torque is applied, here the torque is missed. The torque T, okay, is applied on a solid circular shaft if the maximum bending stress equal to maximum shear stress developed, then M is equal to. Is asking what is the relation between the bending moment and torque if the bending stress is equal to the shear stress. Dear friends, as we know, the torque T equal to pi by 16 into tau into d cube. From this, the shear stress equal to 16T by pi d cube. The same way, the bending moment M equal to pi by 16 into sigma b or sigma into d cube. From this, the bending stress equal to एक minute. This is pi by 32. The bending moment M equal to 1 minute. Bending moment M equal to pi by 32 into sigma into d cube. From this bending stress, the bending stress equal to 32 m by pi d cube. It is given that if the maximum bending stress is equal to maximum shear stress developed, that means bending stress developed equal to shear stress developed. Bending stress is how much? 32 m by pi d cube. Shear stress equal to 16T by pi d cube. Here pi d cube cancelled, that 16 two times. Anyhow, 2 times the bending moment equal to torque. That means torque equal to twice the bending moment. From this, the bending moment equal to torque by 2. Therefore, bending moment M equal to half of the torque. Look at the option A. Option A is absolutely correct. Bending moment M equal to half of the torque. I hope you understood. Let us move to the next problem. Look at the next problem. A solid shaft of 100 mm diameter transmits 160 HP at 200 rpm. The modulus of rigidity G equal to 8 into 10 power 5 kg per centimeter square. Okay, that is the G value. Then the maximum angle of twist for a length of 6 meters is the given data. Let me write the given data. The diameter of the shaft equal to 100 mm. Power P equal to 160 HP. It is equal to 160 into 746 for getting in watts. So it is equal to 119360 watts. That is the power. Then the modulus of rigidity G equal to 8 into 10 power 5 kg per centimeter square. The angle of twist theta equal to how much? Angle of twist theta equal to how much? For a length L equal to 6 meter equal to 6000 millimeter. Look at the G value. G equal to 8 into 10 raised to 5 kg per cm square. To get from kg to Newton, multiply with 9.81 to get in Newton per cm square. Newton per cm square. Now 1 centimeter equal to 10 mm. 1 centimeter equal to 10 mm. Then 1 centimeter square equal to 10 square millimeter square. So it can be also written as G equal to 8 into 10 power 5 into 9.81 Newton 1 centimeter square equal to 10 square mm square Newton per mm square. So it is equal to 8 into 10 power 3 into 9.81 Newton per millimeter square. Okay. Then the torsion equation is T by J equal to G theta by L. T by J equal to G theta by L. From this, the angle of twist theta equal to TL by Jg. But you need to find the torque first. Power P equal to 2 pi Nt by 60. 2 pi Nt by 60. From this, torque equal to 60 P by 2 pi N. Here 60 into power is the power value 119360 watts divided by 2 into pi into, look at the speed. The speed, okay, I did not write, but it is given. The speed is given 200 rpm into 200. You simplify this value for getting the torque, right? For getting the torque value is 5699.02 Newton meter, but convert it in Newton mm. 5699.02 into 10 raised to 3 to get in Newton mm. Then angular twist theta equal to T 5699.02 into 10 raised to 3 multiplied by length. Length is given, the length 6000 millimeter divided by J equal to pi by 32 into d power 4. Pi by 32 into d power 4. Pi by 32 into, what is the d value? D given is 100 mm. D is 100 mm. So D 100 whole power 4. The J value 9.817 into 10 raised to 6. Okay, 9.817 into 10 raised to 6 multiplied by G. The G value you got is G value 8 into 10 power 3 into 9.81 into 9.81. You simplify this value for getting approximately 0.044 radians. But the options are given in degrees. To convert from radians to degrees, multiply with 180 by pi, 0.044 into 180 by pi. You simplify this value for getting approximately 2.5 degrees. That is the answer. I hope all of you understood. Let us go for the options. Look at the options. Option B is absolutely correct. Option B is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Please keenly observe, because of the limited space I have written with some small letters. Please keenly observe the information. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the fifth problem. Two shafts A and B are made of same material. The radius of the shaft A is half of that of B. The radius of shaft A equal to half of the radius of the B. If so, I can write that diameter of the shaft A equal to half of the diameter of the B. That condition to be satisfied while you are solving the problem. Next, the power transmitted by the shaft A will be dash times that of B. What is the power transmitted by the shaft A in terms of shaft B? As we know, the power P equal to 2 pi nt by 60. That is the power transmitted by the shaft. From this I can write that power is proportional to torque, because at a particular speed 2 pi n by 60 remains constant, but torque T equal to pi by 16 into tau into d cube. For a particular shear stress, I can write that torque is proportional to d cube. Since power is proportional to torque and torque is proportional to d cube, I can say that power is proportional to torque is proportional to d cube. Therefore, power is proportional to d cube. Power is proportional to d cube means power of by d cube remains constant. Power by d cube remains constant. That means PA by dA cube equal to PB by dB cube. Then power of A equal to PB into dA by dB whole cube. Power of the shaft B into, what is the dA by dB? Look at the dA by dB. dA by dB equal to half. So into dA by dB, since dA equal to half of the dB, I can write that dA by dB equal to half. 1 by 2 whole cube. It is equal to 1 by 8 times the power transmitted by the B. Therefore, power transmitted by the shaft A is 1 by 8 times the power transmitted by B. Look at the options. Option A is absolutely correct. He is asking power transmitted by the shaft A will be dash times that of B, 1 by 8 times. Option 1 by 8 times. Option A is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the next problem. A circular shaft is subjected to a torque T and bending moment M. The ratio of maximum shear stress to maximum bending stress is. Here the torque is given T, bending moment is M. What is the ratio between the maximum shear stress and maximum bending stress? Very easy but important also. As we know, dear friends, torque T equal to pi by 16 into tau into d cube. From this, the tau equal to 16T by pi d cube. Similarly, bending moment M equal to pi by 32 into bending stress into d cube. From this, the bending stress sigma equal to 32 m by pi d cube. Is asking, what is asking? The ratio between maximum shear stress and maximum bending stress. Shear stress by bending stress is equal to, shear stress is how much? 16T by pi d cube. 16T by pi d cube. Okay, and the bending stress is 32 m by pi d cube by 32 m by pi d cube. Here pi d cube cancelled. Finally, it is 16t by 32 m. 16 2 times equal to t by 2m. Therefore, the ratio between the maximum shear stress and maximum bending stress is T by 2m. Look at the options. Look at the option B. Option B is T by 2m. Therefore, option B is absolutely correct. I hope you understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the seventh problem. Strain energy U in the case of axially loaded bar is expressed as, where P is the axial load, L is the length of the bar, A be the area of cross section of the bar, E be the Young's modulus of the bar, and sigma is the axial stress. Delta L is the elongation due to axial load. You are asked to find the strain energy in terms of load and length of the bar, but the problem is given for axial loading. It is like this. This may be the bar. Axial load means the load which is acting along the axis. The load which is acting along the axis is called axial load. The length of the bar is given L. Area of cross section of the bar given A. Then change in length due to axial load equal to PL by AE, where E be the Young's modulus. You know, strain energy is the energy stored within the elastic limit. Energy stored within the elastic limit. If I take the force P versus deflection, that is the change in length, the body is elongating along with the force like this. This may be the elastic limit. Whatever the energy which is stored within this elastic limit, is the strain energy. This is the strain energy. Therefore, strain energy U equal to, since it is looking like a right angle triangle, the area of that right angle triangle is equal to strain energy. Half into force into deflection is the change in length. It is equal to strain energy U equal to half into load into deflection is PL by AE. Simplify this value for getting P square L by 2AE. This is the formula to decide the strain energy in terms of load and length. So this is the strain energy U, P square L by 2AE. Now let us move to the options. Look at the option D. Straight away I can select the option D, P square L by 2AE. Therefore, my dear friends, option D is absolutely correct. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the eighth problem. A circular shaft subjected to a torsion undergoes a twist of 1 degree. It means angle of twist theta equal to 1 degree. To convert from degrees to radians, multiply with pi by 180. So anyhow, angle of twist equal to pi by 180 radians in a length of 120 centimeters. Length is given 120 centimeter. If the maximum shear stress induced is limited to maximum shear stress tau equal to 1000 kg per cm square, and if the modulus of rigidity G equal to 0.8 into 10 power 6 kg per cm square, then the radius of the shaft will be, you are asked to find the radius of the shaft. Radius of the shaft is R. Radius of the shaft R equal to how much? As we know, the torsion equation is, T by J equal to G theta by L equal to tau by R. Look at the data which is given. Theta is given, L is given, tau given, G given. You are asked to find the radius. Look at this particular relation. From that I can write that R, radius of the shaft R equal to tau into L by G into theta. Now let us put the values. Shear stress is 1000 kg per cm square into length is 120 centimeters. 120 centimeters divided by G, 0.8 into 10 raised to 6 multiplied by theta pi by 180. It is equal to 1000 into 120 into 180 divided by 0.8 into 10 raised to 6 into pi. You simplify this value for getting radius R equal to 27 by pi. The answer is, the radius R equal to 27 by pi, it must be in centimeters. That is the answer. Now let us move to the answers. R equal 27 by pi. 27 by pi. Look at the option D. Option D is absolutely correct. I hope all of you understood. Shall we go to the next problem? Yes. Look at the next problem. A tubular shaft having an inner diameter of 30 mm and outer diameter of 40 mm is to be used to transmit 80 kW of power. The speed of rotation of the shaft so that the shear stress will not exceed 50 megapascal is. Here the given data is, this is the inner diameter small d equal to 30 mm, and the outer diameter equal to 40 mm. Power transmitted, power P equal to 80 kilowatt, and you are asked to find the speed when the shear stress tau equal to 50 megapascal. The same value you can write in Newton per mm square, 50 Newton per mm square. Now as we know, power P equal to 2 pi nt by 60. From this remember, this torque should be in Newton meter. From this the speed n equal to 60 p by 2 into pi into t. Power is given But you need to find the torque. Torque T equal to pi by 16 into tau into capital D power 4 minus small d power 4 by capital D. It is for a hollow shaft. Pi by 16 into tau 50 d, outer d 40 power 4 minus inner diameter 30 power 4 divided by 40. You simplify this value. For getting the T 429.5146 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. But it should be Newton meter. 429.5146 Newton meter. That is the torque. Therefore, speed n equal to 60 into, look at the power. Power is given in kilowatt, but it must be in watt. So 80 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 2 into pi into 429.5146. You simplify this value for getting the speed 1778.621 approximately RPM, revolutions per minute. That is the answer, 1778.621. Now let us move to the options. Look at the option C, 1778.7 revolutions per minute. Therefore, option C is absolutely correct. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the next problem. A solid circular shaft is subjected to bending moment. Here bending moment M is given 15 into 10 raised to 2 Newton meter, and the torque is 10 into torque T equal 20 into 10 raised to 2 Newton meter. Its equivalent torque would be, equivalent torque T equal to root over m square plus t square. It is equal to 15 into 10 square whole square plus 20 into 10 square whole square. Simplify this value for getting around 25 into 10 raised to 2 Newton meter. That is the equivalent torque. Look at the option B. Option B is absolutely correct. I hope you understood. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the next problem. Normally, the following stress will be developed in the rotating shafts. 1. Shear stress. Yes, shear stress is developed due to torsion. Bending stress. Yes, bending stress also developed due to bending moment. Fatigue stress due to repeated and reversal stresses. Fatigue stress also developed. Therefore, all three are correct. Option D is absolutely correct. The rotating shaft is subjected to shear stress, bending stress, and fatigue stress. I hope you understood. Let us move to the next problem. Look at the 12th problem. The member that carries the pairs of railway wagon wheels is axle. The member that carries pairs of railway wagon wheel is an axle. Option B is absolutely correct. Let's go for the next problem. Let us read the simplest problem. If the diameter of the shaft is small, it is called spindle. The diameter of the shaft is too small, it is called spindle. Option A is absolutely correct. With this, my dear students, I am concluding this video. You please try to practice the each and every problem at least twice. because these are all the problems which were asked in different competitive exams. I try to provide the legible solution. If you feel somewhere the solution is vague, you please drop a message. Definitely, it will be answered within 24 hours. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Geobyte.